Could a five-star quarterback from Georgia be the heir apparent to Shedeur Sanders at Colorado? I think it is very, very likely. If Coach Prime is the head coach at Colorado, then Julian Juju Lewis will be the next quarterback. Let's talk about it, what it means after the bumper. Stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYJr, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and notification bell because I upload all the time. Now, Julian Lewis took his fourth visit up to Colorado this past weekend when they went and played against Cincinnati. They won that game against the Bearcats, and Julian Lewis got the full Colorado experience. Obviously, Colorado's 6-2. They're going bowling for the first time since 2020. They've improved. They are 2 games better this year than they were all of last year, and they are just 2 years removed from only winning 1 game, and now they are 6-2 and fighting for a chance to be in the Big 12 championship game. That is all that Coach Prime is doing in year 2 at Colorado. But as we all know, there will be a quarterback change during the 2025 season. As we know, Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter are putting up Heisman-type seasons. But after this year, we know those 2 guys will matriculate to the NFL. It's no secret. Prime isn't making it a secret. Travis, Shedeur, they're not making it a secret. These 2 guys will be top 10 picks, more than likely top 5 picks, more than likely top 3 picks. I think 2 quarterbacks in Travis will go in the top 3, and one of those quarterbacks being Shedeur. Whether he will be 1 or 2, I don't know, but I think he'll more than likely be the number 1 overall pick. And I'm saying all that to say there will be a quarterback vacancy at Colorado next season for the 2025 season. And a guy who looks as if he could fill that void is none other than Carrollton, Georgia's own quarterback, Juju Lewis. Juju Lewis is a 5-star quarterback, according to On3. Well, he's a 5-star according to everybody. I think On3 actually has him a 4-star. But regardless, he's one of the best prospects in the entire country. This is their industry rankings. But the 6-foot, 186 quarterback out of Carrollton, Georgia, currently actually committed to USC. But if you look right here, 17% of the guys who are here on On3 that are able to vote on this thing thinks that there will be a flip from SC to the Buffs. And I don't work for On3, and I'm not a part of this 17% for them, but I'm one to also say I believe Julian Lewis will make the flip from USC to Colorado. Now, why? Here's a couple of things. Julian Lewis has been up to Boulder 4 different times since last spring. He's been up there 4 different times. So if you don't know anything about Julian Lewis, let me kind of give you some of his background. As a sophomore, he threw for like 4,000 yards as a freshman, as a true freshman in high school. As a sophomore, for the first time ever in Georgia's highest classification, we know how many NFL guys and how many star players are in the state of Georgia. But for the first time in the history of like their 7A classification, a sophomore won Mr. Football, Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Georgia. That player was Julian Lewis. And so what he decided to do was reclassify. He jumped from being a sophomore, skipped his junior year, and is now a senior in the class of 2025, although he's supposed to be a member of the class of 2026. And so this is a stud. This is a freak athlete. And so far through his senior year, he's thrown 34 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions, and he's plays for one of the best teams in the entire country. Carrollton High School will be in the running with like IMG, Mater Dei, all St. Thomas Aquinas, all those top schools, St. John Bosco, all these top schools to be the national champion of the entire high school football season, and their quarterback by Juju Lewis, aka Julian Lewis. And Coach Prime, the Buffs, are in on him hot and heavy. Now, what I labeled this video is it a done deal? Here's the thing. This is not any kind of inside information. This is not telling you something that you may not already know. What I think Julian would have already flipped by now. But the reason why Julian has taken so many visits to Colorado and why I think he hasn't ultimately flipped just yet is that they meaning I believe him and his family want reassurances from Coach Prime in that staff at Colorado that they're not leaving. Now, as well as things are going for Coach Prime in Colorado, the train is already starting. Like you see it already happening. His name is going to get brought up at some of these other openings place, like a Florida at the end of the year. His name's going to pop up. And so what and his family, his father, I think is really active in all of this. I think they're trying to that Prime isn't going to dash out of there after the season's over. Remember, Travis is going pro, Shedeur is going pro. And so the two studs of the team are headed off to the NFL. I think the Lewis family wants to make sure, hey, coach, we're not going to leave Lincoln Riley in the Heisman factory that he has with quarterbacks to come play for you, just for you to decide to go to Florida or anywhere else. I don't know who else may pop open, but Florida's the one I'm staring dead at. And I think that's why they keep taking visits. I think that's why they keep making phone calls, keep having constant communication, because I think the opportunity to come in and start as a true freshman, which should be your senior year in the fall of 2025, is very appealing to a young man who has been the man ever since he was in like 7th grade. Julian Lewis has been the man out of Georgia, the state that's football heavy and has some of the best football players in the world. He's been the guy since he was like 7th or 8th grade. He's hit through for 4,000 yards as a true freshman, won Gatorade Player of the Year as a sophomore. He is the dude. 34 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions, and they're playing somewhat of a national schedule, not just the standard 7A Georgia schedule, which is tough enough. But regardless, I think, and this is not, once again, it's not inside information. This is what I think. I think they just want reassurances from the Colorado staff that A, they're going to be there next year, and B, they're filling out that offensive line and continue to build that side of the ball up front more so than the outside weapons, because the outside weapons are going to be there. They're going to get studs on the outside. They'll have Draylon Miller coming back, some of those other guys that are currently on the team coming back, and then they're recruiting a bevy of high-level 4-star guys that should come in and play, or Marion Miller will be coming back that should come in and play and contribute right away, even as true freshmen. So I don't think he's worried about the weapons. I think he wants to make sure that A, the staff is going to be there, and B, you're continuing to form up that offensive line. We know each and every single year, Coach Prime is good for a high major 5-star flip. Last year was Jordan Seaton. The year before was Travis Hunter. They were in. Cormani McLean is also in there. He was the year before, and then the year before that was Travis Hunter. So 3 years running, Travis, Cormani, and Jordan Seaton. 3 years running, Coach Prime has had a 5-star flip. Could Julian Lewis, Mr. Juju Lewis, the 5-star current commit to USC and Lincoln Riley, make it 4 years in a row? I think so, guys. I think if Coach Prime and that staff isn't going anywhere, Juju Lewis flips from USC to Colorado and comes in as their day one starter, replacing being the heir apparent to Shedeur Sanders in this air raid, high-powered offense style of play. I think that I just think that's what's going to happen. All the signs are kind of pointing towards that happening. He took his 4th visit this week, actually, with another guy that is currently committed to USC, Carday Smith. He's an offensive lineman. That'll also do it. If Carday Smith goes ahead and flips, once again, that's also making a more formidable offensive line for the future. Jordan Seaton's already there. You're going to hit the portal, of course, but then continue to bring in high-level talent as freshmen that can come in and help contribute, even if you're not an immediate starter, if you're a swing tackle or a rotational type of player, but getting beef and getting talented players on that offensive line, I think is a big deal to the Lewis family. Remember, their son has been a stud since he was in 7th or 8th grade. He's been the guy. I think he wants to continue to be the guy replacing Shedeur, as opposed to potentially going to USC and having to wait on Miller Moss. Or another team that's kind of in the mix for him is Indiana. You could go to Indiana and start potentially in Cignetti's offense, and the way those guys are playing right now, Indiana is the story of college football. And you could go there and make your bones. I don't know what Rourke's situation, his eligibility situation, that's their current quarterback. I don't know what situation's like, but I do know Shedeur is gone after this year. And I do know Coach Prime loves a big-time 5-star flip. And I do know if you do what you're supposed to do, he's going to play you. Draylon Miller got to play a whole lot. Travis Hunter started from day one. Shedeur started from day one. And Cormani probably should have started from day one if his head was on right. Julian Lewis is looking at that like, yo, I could come in as a dude who's supposed to be in my senior year and start for day one in one of the most marketable teams or one of the most highly profiled teams in all of college football, coming off potentially an 8, 9, 10, maybe even 11 win season. That could be very, very appealing to one Juju Lewis. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Is it a done deal? I think it's pretty close to being done. Julian Lewis flipping from USC to go play for Coach Prime in Colorado. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Once again, my name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because I upload all the time. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. That is on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Peace.